Again, y'all, thank you so much for being here, and we are so excited to have this football season after not having one last year. In follow-up to the comments from Dr. Miller and Darby, I just wanted to quickly say that the primary emphasis, let me back up. NYO is governed by a board of directors, and of course there's half a dozen sports. For football, there is the committee, it's just called the football committee, which manages and administers all the activities related to flag football and tackle football. The primary emphasis of that committee in the last 12 years has been player safety. If we step back and look at across the country at all levels of football, there have been just remarkable changes that have been made. Some of the dads out there, what you experienced probably growing up, unfortunately I'm probably the oldest guy in the room, so I can tell you it's such a remarkable change. My youth football coach, who was out here today, would literally be arrested. So, and I'm very grateful. NYO has been very forward thinking. And so there are, I'm not going to run through all of them, but there have been, roughly 20 major initiatives made to basically enhance player safety. There's been a variety of rule changes, some of which were made here and were later adopted into the Georgia High School Association rules, which we normally follow. Whereas for many decades there were 3 leagues at NYO, today there are 6. And that's to basically narrow the span of age and size among players as one step to trying to provide a safer environment. A critical step has been to provide education for coaches. Originally, NYO created just an in-house process of teaching safe tackling, safe blocking techniques, the hydration information Darby was talking about. Concussion awareness is super important. And probably in concussions, again, the critical thing is trying to recognize when one occurs. And when that happens, as Dr. Miller said, the axiom is, if in doubt, take them out. And you as parents play an important role. If you're at practice, if you're at a game, and you notice something that you think your child or another is acting inappropriately, and maybe it needs to be called to attention of the coach, do so. And there will be times that a coach may call you and say they think there's a possibility of a concussion that's occurred. Thankfully, we poll all the coaches, we poll parents. In our last football season, there were just very, very few. Anyway, that is important. There are coaches today. 2 weeks ago, they spent about 3 hours in here at a coach's clinic, and that was player safety was the emphasis of that. We've replaced our in-house training with USA Football's certification course. It took me about 5 hours to complete it this year, so there's a lot of information that's very good, and so we're grateful. The coaches that are out here just do a great job. They invest a lot, and they've completely bought into the changes and the benefits, hopefully, to our players. So anyway, we just wanted you to be aware of that. If you have any questions about that or anything else, please contact us. I'll give you 2 quick email addresses. One is football@NYO Sports, and the other one is flat@NYO Sports. So if you get an email to those, we'll follow up with you. A fundamental reason that many people believe, and I'm one of them, for playing football is the life lessons that it teaches the young men that are participating. And we try to emphasize that through our coaches. We hope you as parents will do the same. We had a coach out here that was a 3-time All-American at Georgia Tech. He was just fantastic. And when he would address his team, the parents of his players, he would say, you should welcome any setbacks on the athletic field that your child incurs. I mean, that seems a little contrary, but we don't want our children to fail at some of the more important life situations. But learning how to fail and then how to respond to that out here is a great thing. And so there's going to be a lot of lessons learned from that. I'm going to introduce Jim Easterling in a moment. Jim coached for many years out here. He had I think the highest win streak or highest winning percentage of all time out here. One of the interesting things about Jim was he emphasized these character lessons. He would have speakers come in and talk to his team as well as him teaching. And it was long enough ago, unfortunately some of the other coaches sort of snickered and didn't quite understand the benefit of that. They started coming around as Jim won so much, so he brought a lot of credibility. Jim plays a critical role in trying to help our coaches convey these lessons, and he'll be speaking about that program. And Jim, thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you all parents for being here and participating in our program and for trusting us with your children. Please know we don't take that lightly. Kind of John brought back some memories. Valerie and I, my wife, have 2 children. Our daughter's 26. She played softball all the way through here. Our son is 23. And he played football, basketball, baseball all the way through here. And ironically signed up to coach this year. So he's coming back to coach. So it's kind of coming full circle for us. But wonderful, wonderful memories at this program as a family. And so we hope when you get to the point that I'm at, that you can look back and have at least the memories that we've had, if not better. So thank you for participating. As John mentioned, I'm the director of the Character Development Program. This is a program that started 10 years ago. And the purpose of the program is to teach the many life lessons that come from the great game of football. We are biased, but we view football as the greatest team sport, the ultimate team sport. And it lends itself so much for many, many life lessons. John touched on a couple of those, but how to be a good teammate, sportsmanship, how to be a good winner, how to overcome adversity, how to never give up, how to know how to lose, deal with losing. So the purpose of our program is to teach those many life lessons. My job as director of this program is to support our great coaches in their efforts to teach these lessons. And we are blessed to have some of the best youth football coaches, not only in the area, I would argue in the state. They're phenomenal. So many have been out here more than 20 years, and I think a couple pushing 30 years. It's a kind of program that just lends itself for that kind of longevity. But we're going to help our coaches teach these lessons in 3 ways. Number 1 is we're going to have an opening day event. We hope you and your family will attend on September 12th. We're going to have 2 NYO alumni that are currently on the Georgia team, University of Georgia team, come and speak about what football has meant to them and all the lessons that they have learned. That's John Staten and Brady Tyndall, some of you may know them. Went through this program, local stars, high school, and now playing in Georgia. The second way we're going to help our coaches is on Sunday afternoons, not every Sunday afternoon, but we will have local high school players who are NYO alumni come and speak to the teams. And it'll be a 5 or 10 minute talk. We'll try to hit 4 or 5 teams each Sunday afternoon. But they'll also mention what football has meant to them and some of the lessons they've learned. And the coaches always like for us to say, now make sure you tell them to make sure they listen to the coaches. So we do that too. And then the third way is you'll get emails, both parents and coaches will get a few emails from us during the season that will include a story around a life lesson learned from football. And our hope is that you will have a conversation with your child about that story. Certainly we're going to expect the coaches to do the same. So it's something that we take seriously, these life lessons. We know it's available, we embrace it to teach them. And if we can get our coaches, who are awesome coaches, football's a competitive sport, but if they can take this much time and not focus on the scoreboard and focus on the life lessons, then it's even a more successful program for us. So anyways, thank you again for being here. Any questions?